with National Freestyle coach Bill Zadick, making a big announcement about the hiring of Brent Metcalf to serve as our National Freestyle Developmental coach. Coach Zadick, talk a little bit about some of the factors that went into the decision to bring Brent Metcalf in on the national staff here at USA Wrestling.
Yeah, as a head coach, I think that one of the most important things that you do is you outline a culture and build a culture of your team and your program, and the staff is a huge piece of that. And so, there's a ton of great people out there in the United States, and going through that and thinking about who's out there and talking, having some conversations with Brent. He's a guy that I've respected for a long, long time. I actually competed against him and know he's a fierce competitor. We all know, his record as a competitor: two-time NCAA champion, 4 world teams that he's been on, Pan Am champion, World Cup champion, and even going back into the age groups for the developmental job. This was something that was important to me. And he was a record setter. I believe he has 6 Fargo titles, 3 in Greco and 3 in freestyle. And so, his performance speaks for itself. But on top of that, he's a great individual, a great person, a family man. He's honest, trustworthy, and works extremely hard. So he's a very grounded individual, and those are all characteristics that we want to promote with our developmental athletes, our elite level developmental athletes, and our grassroots development. So I think he brings a lot to the program, and I'm very excited to start working with him on a daily basis.
Now, he must have some pretty good positive attributes that you think are going to directly help young people. Talk a little bit about the personal skills that he will bring to the wrestling room and to the whole program for our age group athletes.
Yeah, well, of course, in watching him, it's obvious what a passionate competitor he was and is, and I think he will take that passion and redirect it into his coaching. So he had a very exciting style of wrestling. He was offensive and aggressive. He's really an intelligent and articulate guy. And to succeed on a global level, it takes that. We've got to win position battles, and along with the plethora of experience that he's gained in the world teams and international competition, he can pass that information on to our next level of competitors, the next generation. It's we're teaching them the international tactics, strategy, techniques, but you're also educating those elite level guys what it's like to be a professional athlete. And Brent, like I said, he brings a wealth of knowledge in all of those areas, along with his character and his competitiveness. I just think he's going to be a huge asset to the national team and the developmental national team and to the United States of America.
So Brent's an interesting communicator. I mean, he's always been very, very honest and very straightforward in the way he approached his own wrestling. Do you see that as something that he's going to help the younger people with by teaching them to really communicate well and to be honest with themselves?
Yeah, I think it starts with your personal character, and Brent was a very direct and honest and straightforward guy. And so that carried over into his competition, and he was a very direct and straightforward competitor, and win or lose, he represented himself well, and like I said, he was articulate and can speak well about his performance as an athlete. And one of the aspects that we want to try to promote with all of our athletes from top to bottom is that they will always want to be their own best coach. And we're going to take direction from leaders, but we want the personal responsibility within our athletes to be their own best coach. And so an intelligent guy like Brent was able to do that. He had great coaches around him at the University of Iowa, and he will take the benefits that he gained from those coaches and be able to articulate that with our developmental guys. And so just in the same manner, that he operated as a competitor, I'm very confident that he'll be able to translate that into a coaching career as well.
So we've been doing pretty well, very well, I would think, if you look at it at the age group levels in freestyle, cadet, junior, that kind of thing. What kind of things will it take for USA Wrestling's freestyle coaching staff with Brent on board to bring it to another level? Brent talks about the next level, and what kind of things have to happen for us to be even more successful and consistent at the age group levels?
Yeah, well, you said it right there, Gary. It's consistency. And so the technique, the tactics, the strategy, the training methodology, the sports science information, all of those things are very important. Everybody understands the hard work that goes into exceptional performance, but the rest and recovery are critical factors too. And that's, taking it to the next level is becoming a professional athlete. But the consistency of that messaging is what is been translated, and now we're starting to see consistency in our performance in our developmental teams. And going back to when I was a developmental coach, the first cadet and junior world team I took, most of the athletes on those teams, it was their first international competition. And as I studied what was going on in the rest of the world, Iran, Russia, Georgia, Azerbaijan, those junior and cadet teams had competed internationally 10, 12, 14 times as a group, as a team, before they got to the juniors. So what I realized is we have got to have consistency. We have to have consistent information, consistent training experience, consistent competitive experience. And so Brent, he's exemplified that in himself as a competitor, and we're going to try to continue to do that. We're starting to see several years in a row with our elite teams on the developmental side, consistent performance. We're winning world medals. We have, this year we've had 5 multiple world champions at the cadet and junior level, and we want to continue that consistency going. And so, that's going to be a huge focus for us and for Brent in this role.
Outstanding, Bill. Looks like it's something to be excited about. Congratulations on adding to your staff, and look forward to just seeing how the team will work together.
Yeah, thank you. Like I said, Brent Metcalf's been a superstar in the sport of wrestling at all age levels, and we're very excited to welcome him on board.
Thank you.
Thanks.